Hey golfers, Troy Klongerbo here with US Golf TV, and today we're going to talk about technique when hitting hybrids. Now the main word and the key thing to understand when you're hitting hybrid is that this club is versatile, and you can use it that way. In that versatility, this club is designed to be a mix between a wood and an iron. It's designed to give you some of the positive traits of the wood along with some of the positive traits of the iron while giving you that optimum performance. So with a hybrid, one of the first things you're going to notice is that it's going to be closer to the same length as a long iron. It's going to be a little bit shorter, typically about an inch shorter than maybe your 3-wood or your 5-wood. Now with this length, it's going to give you a lot more control, especially when you're hitting from different lies, like out of the rough, whether you're hitting the ball above or below your stance, you're hitting it out of a divot. It's going to give you a lot more control through impact because that club's going to be a lot shorter. Second, when looking at the face, you're going to notice that it's got a shallower face, which means it's got a thinner sole. So with a 3-wood, you may notice that it's got a thick base. It kind of sits on the ground. A hybrid's gonna be a lot thinner, sleeker, more like a long iron. And that's gonna give you some versatility when hitting down on these clubs and getting the ball up in the air. Third, you're gonna notice the way that the face is built. The face is built to give you guys the most forgiveness for your clubs. Now, a lot of reasons guys don't hit 3 and 4 irons anymore is because they don't like how specific and how precise you have to be. You really have to catch the ball right on the nose in order to get it to perform the way you want. Now hybrids are designed with forgiveness in mind, which is why they're so versatile and becoming so popular, even amongst PGA Tour players. And in the same way that PGA Tour players do, you can hit these hybrids a number of different ways. You can either be a sweeper, where maybe you just sweep the grass and just clip the top of the grass with it. You can be a little more of a digger, where you have more of a descending blow on the ball, more like an iron. Or you can do some sort of combination of the two. The best part about these clubs is that you can swing your natural swing and let the club do a lot of the work for you. And in golf, that's a great thing.
Hi, my name's Jason Sungay, head teaching professional at Baker Crossing Golf Course. Today we're going to talk a little bit about hitting a 3-wood off of the fairway. So first of all, the biggest key on hitting a 3-wood shot is going to be the lie. So the lie of the golf ball sitting on the fairway is really going to dictate what club I'm going to use. I might use 3-wood, or I might even hit a hybrid. So if you have a really good lie off of the fairway, then it should be pretty simple. I think where a lot of people struggle off of the fairway is if the lie is sitting down a little bit. So if it is sitting in a little bit more of a hole, I still might hit 3-wood, but more than likely I'll probably switch to a hybrid type club just to try to hit down at it just a little bit more so the ball is going to pop up in the air. I'm going to hit a shot here. We have a good lie in the fairway, so the ball position is pretty much going to be about 3/4 towards my front foot. Okay, stance and setup is pretty much the same. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm just going to try to sweep the ball right off of the fairway. And some of the keys are just making sure that you get a good extension and a good follow through. I think a lot of people, when they hit a fairway wood, they kind of peek and look up and they want to see where the ball's going. So I'll really try to focus on the golf ball, staying down and through, getting a good extension, and it should look something like this. Okay, so if the ball is sitting down just a little bit, in the fairway, if it's sitting down into a little bit of crease of grass where you don't have that perfect lie, now we'll hit the hybrid. I got my 21-degree hybrid here. Ball position is going to be probably a little bit more in the middle of my stance. Normally I would probably play it a little bit more forward, but since the ball is sitting down, I'll play the ball just a little bit more in the middle of my stance. Grip setup is pretty much the same. Now I'm just going to feel like I'm hitting down at it just a little bit more since the ball is sitting down a bit here, and it should look something like this.
PGA teaching professional Todd Cove, and today I'm going to talk to you about hitting hybrid irons, all right? And specifically today, I've got the Tomahawk hybrid iron by Warrior Custom Golf. And if you've ever owned a hybrid, all right, you know why people love the hybrid. It's one of the greatest inventions in golf. So talk a little bit about that, talk a little bit about setup today. We're also going to talk about the golf swing and finally about how high you tee up the golf ball when you're hitting it maybe on a par 3. So first of all, ball position. There's a little bit of debate in golf instruction about where the proper ball position should be when it comes to hybrids. Now personally, I like my students to position the ball when they're hitting a hybrid kind of like they would an iron. So basically, not the center of the stance, but just ever so slightly forward of center. So for me, as a right-handed golfer, I want that ball basically straight out from my lead eye, which is my left eye. All right, and I like that because generally when you're hitting a hybrid, it might be from the rough or maybe in a divot or some odd lie. So having that ball just back a little bit, kind of slightly forward of center, but off that lead eye can help. Now, if you're hitting it off a tee or maybe in the middle of the fairway, you got a perfect lie, you might move that up a little bit, kind of like you would a fairway would, where it's kind of more off the logo on a shirt. All right, so let's kind of recap that. If you're in the rough or maybe in a divot or in, something like that, let's get it kind of in the center of the stance, basically, off the lead eye, the left eye for a right-handed golfer. If it's in the middle of the fairway, perfect lie, we're going to move it up a little bit, kind of so it's off like the logo on a shirt. Now, in terms of the swing, like I've said many times, the golf swing is really the golf swing, no matter what club you're hitting, all right? The ball position might change, the stance width might change, maybe the length of swing a little bit, but the swing is a swing. You don't need to make a different golf swing for a hybrid. Get the ball in the right spot, make a good, aggressive, balanced golf swing, and you're gonna be fine. Now, how about using it on a par 3 or maybe par 4, all right? You're gonna tee it up a little bit. You wanna tee it up so the ball is barely above the top of the grass, so it kind of matches the middle of the face. So you're gonna tee it up, but the ball is going to be just barely above the top of the grass. So these are some tips, some ideas that can help you hit quality hybrid shots. But like any new club, any technology, anytime you use something new, it takes a little bit. Takes a little bit kind of getting used to it. So give yourself a little patience and kind of work with it. So these tips here, along with some new technology, are going to help you understand why hybrids are one of the best inventions in golf.